right there on top of the moon. We could sit and do nothing.
The dream of everyone living in the UK is for them to have their indefinite leave to remain when they are qualified to apply for it. But you know, your indefinite leave to remain application can be refused even if you meet the requirement to apply for it. This can be devastating because of the time and resources you've invested into this process. In this video, I'll be talking about ways your indefinite leave to remain application can be refused. So guys, you need to watch this video to the end and share to every persons you feel needs to know about this. Either you are living in the UK or you are planning to migrate to the United Kingdom, this video is made for you. My name is Victor. If you are watching my channel for the first time, please you can subscribe to this channel if it's something that interests you. And for my returning subscriber, thank you for always watching my video. Please endeavor to give a thumb up to this video. Giving a thumb up will allow YouTube to recommend this content to a wider audience, and so many persons will benefit from this content. So without further ado, let's get started. As a UK resident, for you to be able to qualify for indefinite leave to remain, you might have lived in the UK legally for either 5 years or 10 years. There are different processes to the 5 years indefinite leave to remain route and the 10 years indefinite leave to remain route. But in this video, I will be talking about the 5 years indefinite leave to remain route. For you to be qualified to apply for indefinite leave to remain after you've lived in the UK for 5 consecutive years, you must be a holder of either a skilled worker visa, a global talent visa, innovators, founders, and visa, a professional sport person, or a top-up visa. If you are residing in the UK with any of this class of visa I made mention of, you will be qualified to apply for your indefinite leave to remain after 5 years. But at the end of the 5 years, your indefinite leave to remain application can still be refused if you've breached some of the rules or some of the eligibility criteria for you to be able to get your indefinite leave to remain. So in this video, I'll be listing out all the possible reasons why your indefinite leave to remain application could be denied. Some of the common ground for indefinite leave to remain refusal is: one, excessive absent from the United Kingdom. You must not have lived outside the United Kingdom for more than 180 days in a given 12 months period. This is very tricky as so many persons will assume the 12-month period is January to December. But note, any given 12-month period, once you start living in the UK with any of the classes of visa that qualify you to apply for indefinite leave to remain after 5 years, you need to start calculating the number of days you spend outside the UK. Even if you're a business person, you need to keep tab of all your travels so that you do not exceed 180 days in every given 12 months outside the UK. If you exceed it with just 1 day, that on that ground, your indefinite leave to remain application could be refused. So you need to keep tab of it. That's why I said it all started from the very first day you arrive in the United Kingdom, because everything you do is being recorded, and at the end of the day, you have to account for it. So that is one of the common grounds upon which your indefinite leave to remain application can be refused. The second one is immigration breaches. Any immigration breaches must be disclosed. Either overstay, deportation, or visa ban, all must be disclosed at the point of your application. Failure to do so can result to your ILR refusal. No matter how small is the breaches, you have to disclose it at the point of making your visa application, as all of this will form their decision making, right? So it's better for you to disclose it for them to back it up with any necessary uh, reason for that breaches, okay, so that your visa application can get a positive decision. So any breaches that is not disclosed can result to your visa refusal. The third on my list is any criminal conviction either within the UK or outside the UK must be disclosed. Failure to disclose any criminal conviction can also result to your indefinite leave to remain application refuse. I would advise you seek professional immigration advice for this very reason and the other one of breaches, immigration breaches. You can seek the advice and from experts for them to advise you on what to do. But you must disclose any criminal record either within the UK and outside the UK for your application not to be refused. The fourth on my list is failure to meet English language requirement and life in UK test can also result to your indefinite leave to remain application refused. Like you all know, if you are applying for a skilled worker, you need to either write English proficiency test, or if you have a higher degree, you can as well evaluate it with NERIC. So for you to be able to qualify for indefinite leave to remain, you need to pass the English language requirement test and life in UK test. If you failure to do so, can result to your indefinite leave to remain application refused. If you are within the age range of 18 to 65 years, it's mandatory for you to write the English language requirement and life in UK test. But if you've proven this in your previous application, like those that are students or those that came into the UK as skilled worker, and they've already shown that proving their life in UK test, and they've already have proof of it, you might not be required to also submit English language and requirement and life in UK test. But if you came in like a dependent, you will need to write the English language requirement and life in UK test. You need to pass it, as that will form part of the assessment for your indefinite leave to remain application to be approved. The other reasons your indefinite leave to remain application can be refused is adverse behavior, fraud, failure to pay your council tax, non-disclosure. All of these can also form part of the reason why your ILR application you refuse. Another reason your ILR application can be refused, it's when your visa, the visa, current visa you are using clearly states that you have no recourse to public funds and you are accessing public funds. This is one area I need to emphasize on, because I know so many persons um, look down on this because you felt nobody know what I'm doing. All of this will come to play when you're applying for your indefinite leave to remain. If the visa you are currently using clearly states that you don't have recourse to public funds, if you seize public funds, please run away, because no matter how small it is, it will be used against you at the point of making your indefinite leave to remain application. Once your visa says that you doesn't have any recourse to public funds, please don't involve yourself in it, because this can cause your indefinite leave to remain application to be refused. If your visa states this, 'cause I know most student visa, most skilled worker visa, and so many visa will tell you you don't have recourse to public funds. If you, for any reason, you are paid any public funds that you know you are not entitled to, or probably you did not disclose it, please, you have to contact either the local authority or whoever, wherever the funds is coming from, so that they can as well take it back, because that can as well affect you at the point of making your visa application for your indefinite leave to remain. And finally, on my list, this especially those unskilled worker, if you are here in the UK as a skilled worker, it's a must that you work with your sponsor employer. Failure to do so at the end of your period, the period you are applying for your indefinite leave to remain, that will also come to play, because one of the visa rule is you must work for your employer. So if you're in the UK and you're not working for your employer as a skilled worker, you are not doing yourself good, because at the end of the day, you'll not be able to get your indefinite leave to remain, because you, they need to verify that visa you are using to work in the UK, you did not breach any of the rules. And one of the rules with skilled worker visa is you must work for your sponsored employer for the period you are sponsored. So if you are not working for your employer, you are not doing yourself good, because at the end of the day, you'll not be able to apply for you will not be able to get indefinite leave to remain, even when you've lived legally in the UK for 5 years. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Like I said, if this video is something you like, please subscribe to this channel, give a thumb up so that YouTube can recommend to a wider audience. And if you are new, please, you can as well join the Telegram group on the description box of this video so that we can form a community. You can ask me questions back and I'm always available to assist. I can as well revamp your CV or help you go through your CV to see how suitable it is for you to be able to make an application with it. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.